I'm Elizabeth at A Literary Princess. If you are new here, welcome. I have a PhD in English literature with a focus on Victorian women novelists, and as you might expect, I love to read. Today I have another tag video for you. March is a heavy tag month. I don't know why, but you got one last week, you're getting one this week, and you're getting one next week. This is the BookTube Adventure Tag created by Nikki from My Messy Bookshelf in honor of her 2-year BookTube anniversary. Congratulations, Nikki. I was tagged by Brindis from Brindis Reads a Lot. So there are 6 prompts, and it's kind of based on the Choose Your Own Adventure novels, which is quite fun. So let's jump in. So Nikki starts with this little description. BookTube can be an exciting and sometimes frightening journey for many of us. Let's reflect on the adventure we've been called to. Prompt number 1, choose your adventure. When you started your channel, did you have a specific niche in mind? Victorian literature, of course. And I talked about this in my BookTube newbie tag. Like, yeah, well, I study Victorian literature, so that's what I can bring to this community. But I also had another niche in mind that I don't really do much of now, and that is fairy tale retellings. So, and I did at the start, like one of the early videos I did was fairy tale retelling recommendations, and I did used to have my feature Fairy Tale Friday where I would talk about a retelling, but I've kind of dropped out of that, and I guess it's probably because as I got further into my PhD, the more Victorian literature just dominated my life, which fair, and I don't mind, but so I don't know, maybe I'll get more back to the retellings eventually. I don't know. But yeah, I'm definitely in the Victorian literature niche. Classics in general, but specifically Victorian literature. Question number 2, choose your character. When you started your channel, did your true personality shine through? Do you think it does now? Does anybody's true personality shine through when they first start? I don't think so. Unless there's people that are like incredibly confident. But no, from what I have heard of my early videos, and I try not to hear much of them, thank you very much. I have gone back and looked at a few specifically for this tag, and I was like, okay, here 3 seconds of myself talk, pause. That's quite enough of that. I think in my early videos, I'm very much like in my customer service mode that I have from some of the jobs that I worked customer service in, or my phone voice, which is like up an entire octave. I don't know why. I think a lot of people who have worked customer service have that, where you have like a different voice for that than your regular voice. And I think my early videos very much have that. And I don't think my personality comes through quite as much because I was nervous and kind of stiff, and now I'm much more comfortable. I would say that mostly my true, like, yes, you are definitely seeing my true personality, but I think you're not seeing the full true personality because I kind of have 2 sides. There's the side that I kind of present to the people that I don't really know well, and that is very shy and not very talkative, and maybe even a little standoffish. But then once I get to know people, I become very talkative and can even be quite loud, and I like to think I'm funny. And I think that part of my personality comes through because I have become comfortable talking to the camera and interacting with all of you guys, and I feel like you're my friends. So you don't really see that kind of shy, standoffish part of me, but it is there. It exists. Find me at a party, I am in the corner, petting the dog and not talking to anybody. One of my friends in college said, like when he first like started to get to know like the more like personality I have with my friends, he was like, everybody thinks you're quiet. You're not quiet, you're just shy. I'm like, yeah. So I have my shy side of my personality, but then I have the talkative and one that you see. Question number 3, choose your companions. Who are some bookish companions you remember from the early days of your journey? They can be booktubers or non-booktubers. So 2 people who are still running their channels, who I remember commenting very early on, fairly consistently, were Shelly Swearingen and Alana Estelle. And I still keep up with both of their channels, and we still talk in comments, and yeah. Also, a consistent commenter early on was Fraser from Springboard Thoughts. He is not doing videos anymore, unfortunately, which is too bad because I really enjoyed his channel. But yeah, those are just 3 people that when I was quickly scrolling through, I was like, oh yeah, they've been here. God, they've been here forever. And then there were many people who I noticed who don't interact so much anymore, which is fine. I really love that I'm still like talking with people who were commenting on the channel so early. Like, I don't know, that's just really nice. Alana and I started our channels, I think, in the same year. And I think Shelly was a year or 2 before that. Question number 4, the quest. Choose 1 or all 3 of the following obstacles. The comparison curse. How do you handle comparing your channel to others? The algorithm dragon. What has been your biggest frustration with growth, views, and consistency? And the self-doubt monster. What insecurity have you had to battle as a creator? So the first 2 aren't really problems for me. I don't find myself comparing my channel to other people's. I'm like, we're different. We're just very different. We're doing different things. We have different styles, and that's okay. They have that many viewers. I have this many, whatever. If you want to talk academic stuff, that's an entirely different story. Comparing constantly. But for BookTube, no. And the algorithm and like views and growth, I'm like, I don't really care. I'm just happy that a few people are watching. So it's not like something I focus on very much, but self-doubt, insecurities, yes, I have many. So a big insecurity for me since the start is that I don't like how I look or how I sound, especially how I sound. I don't know why, listening to myself back on recordings always used to make me cringe. I would do anything to avoid it. Like friend being like, oh, look at this video I took of us, and you can hear me talking. I'm like, no, turn it off, mute that. I don't want to hear it. And then yeah, struggling with how I look and being like, oh, I don't look good. I look to this, to that, not this enough, whatever. Ugh, my hair looks awful. Yeah, and that's not just a BookTube insecurity, that's like my entire life. And I've just kind of worked through it by like, just, I guess, because my enjoyment of making BookTube videos is greater than my insecurity surrounding my appearance and how I sound. It allows me to keep going. And like, I have gotten a lot more comfortable looking at a video of myself and hearing my voice back. Like, it does not actually bother me the way that it used to when I'm editing now. It's like, it's fine. Usually, sometimes something will happen. I also think I've often had a lot of insecurity about like just putting what I'm saying out there and like having other people hear it. And like, even this is the 2nd time I'm filming this video. And this is actually my 3rd go answering this question. Because because I did not like how the original video came out, and I didn't like then how I answered the first time. So I'm like, well, I'm just gonna do it over again. So like there is a certain amount of insecurity about people are gonna judge what you say, or like if I'm talking about my academic stuff, because I do talk about what I study on here. And this is the case with any academic thing that I put out into the world, my publications too, like that worry that somebody's gonna be like, you're wrong. Which like does not happen very often, but it's even when it does, it's like it shouldn't matter that much, but it does. So I can be insecure about that, like because nobody wants to hear negative comments about themselves, I guess. And that is something that you open yourself up to when posting on the internet. But again, my enjoyment of this just is greater than all of those insecurities. And I like doing this, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And even though sometimes I'm doubting myself and sometimes I'm uncomfortable, I'm gonna keep pushing through it because this is a hobby I enjoy and it's a community that I love and want to continue being a part of. Question number 5, the struggle. Was there a moment you considered quitting? What kept you going? There actually has not been a moment I've considered quitting yet. I know a lot of people have that. I very well might run into that in the future. It just hasn't happened yet. I did consider taking a pretty long hiatus when my brother passed away. But it turned out I needed a distraction, and BookTube was a good distraction for me. And reading a book and talking about it with all of you lovely people was a good distraction from that. But I wasn't like, I'm gonna quit. I was like, oh, maybe I'll take a few weeks off. But then I would have just been in my apartment by myself, so with doing nothing. So that wouldn't have been good either. But yeah, no, I haven't had that moment where I considered quitting yet. It very well may come though. Question number 6, growth and fulfillment. Do you feel the journey has been worth it? Have you grown as a reader, a booktuber, a person? It has absolutely been worth it. I love being a part of this community. You are all wonderful. And yeah, just the community itself, just getting to know people would have made everything worth it. But I also do feel that I have grown as a reader and a person. As a reader, I pick up stuff that I never would have picked up on my own. Like, I'm reading in French right now. I would never have done that if I didn't have this channel, I don't think. And I don't think I would be reading Les Mis at all if Katie hadn't been doing a read-along for it. But also, like, even my 18th century novel project, I don't think I would have picked up most of those if I hadn't been doing this BookTube project and didn't have kind of this accountability of, okay, I said I'm doing this thing and now I need to make a video for this book. Even if it comes out a month late, I still need to do it. I don't think that I would have picked up most of those books. Like, definitely not Tristram Shandy or Tom Jones or Robinson Crusoe. Like, some of the later ones, like The Italian and Camilla, I might have picked up on my own, but I definitely wouldn't have thought to do it. So I'm like expanding my knowledge and the stuff that I read, because I'm like, well, I want to do this project. I want to have stuff to make videos about, which is part of the reason I do these projects. So yeah, I've definitely grown as a reader. As a booktuber, absolutely. I have some semblance of an idea of what I am doing now with editing and whatnot. Yay. And obviously, as I have already talked about, I'm much more comfortable in front of the camera now. And as a person, I mean, I've definitely grown as a person since being on BookTube. Obviously, part of that is just there's been a lot that's happened. I've finished my PhD, I got married, all of that. But I also I feel like I am a more confident person because of BookTube, because I put myself out on the internet twice a week. So now talking in front of people at like a conference is easier for me, or having to introduce myself to people and network is a lot easier for me. Because yeah, if I do this twice a week and put videos of myself up on the internet, then I can talk to a room full of 30 people, and I can go around and introduce myself to one singular person. So it's definitely helped a lot in that. So even I still have some insecurities surrounding that stuff, both here on BookTube and in real life, but it's definitely made me more confident. So the final thing to do is to tag some people. I am going to tag Shelly and Alana since I already mentioned them. And then I am also going to tag Kelly from Books I'm Not Reading and Miriam from Miriam Elizabeth Reads. No pressure to do this. Also, sorry if you've already been tagged. I don't know who's been tagged. Thank you again to Nikki for making this tag. It was a lot of fun to just kind of sit and reflect, and even a little bit of fun to go back and look at my old videos, even just to see, oh my God, my hair. My hair used to be down to here, guys, and blonde, or blonde-ish. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yes, and congratulations again to Nikki for 2 years on BookTube. And hopefully you will have many more. Let me know down in the comments your answers to some of these questions. How long have you been on BookTube? What has your journey been like? If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my bookish content. It has been great chatting with you. I will see you soon. Bye.